It is fun to be fit, and with us now is Dan Pachter, and he is a exercise physiologist. I can say that pretty well, physiologist. But you have a stopwatch, right?
Yes.
What do people not know about how glorious a stopwatch is?
Okay, well, most people have been thinking about exercise, thinking about strength training, they're thinking about, counting repetitions, pumping out reps.
Okay.
And by moving faster and faster to do more reps, you're actually getting less tension on the muscle. What we actually want is more tension on the muscle. That's going to make it more effective and safer. So we're not just tracking how many times you completed a movement. We're using a stopwatch to track every second that you're actually engaging the muscle.
Oh.
And we're moving at a significantly slower pace as well, so that again, we're making it safer. So it's both ideal for young people who want to be fit and for older populations as well who want to resist injuries.
I remember being a child in gym class and we were doing these things called burpees where you would like get down and then you throw your legs out and you come back up and you had to do that as many as you possibly could, as fast as you possibly could.
Yeah.
That's great, but it's not so great. So you were saying it's better to have intention on each of those moves.
Yes.
Make them distinct.
And the key thing is also having significant resistance. See, the problem with the burpee is that the resistance is simply your body weight. And your body adapts to the tension that's placed on your body. And the only way to get more tension is to go faster, which makes it safer. So we really want to concentrate on doing strength training using equipment that you're lifting weights of a significant nature.
And how did you do that? How did you compile equipment into the facilities that you have now? How did you pull all that together?
Well, basically I've been doing this for now 20 years. And basically I had re-engineered some equipment to add things like levers on them. So let's say if you could lift 100 pounds one time really slowly, and I give you 125 pounds, you couldn't move that. But I could use the lever to help you, to lift it up for you, and you could do just the eccentric, the lowering portion, very, very slowly. And you'll apply more tension.
So you adapted it. You made your own equipment.
Yeah.
Okay. Like with actually like nuts and bolts, and you made a prototype and then you realized it worked? Or like you were tinkering? I was just going to say, okay, so it wasn't like you went out into your garage and said, oh, let's move a lever, but you actually created a new look of something.
Yes.
Very cool. How long have you been using that new technique, and what results have your clients seen?
I've been using this the technique that we're talking about is basically called negative only or eccentric only, where we're, again, if you could lift the weight 1 or 2 times, you could lower it probably 10 to 15 times. So I've been doing negative only for probably about 10 years now.
Okay, it's called negative only.
Negative only. So that's one method that we're utilizing, is emphasizing the eccentric portion of the motion. There are other things we do that are like a static contraction, where I may just be timing you for a 10-second hold of a very heavy resistance that you're very slowly controlling back. So there are many different methods that we're incorporating, but they all come with the same overlying philosophy, which is that we don't want to injure you, so you have to learn how to control the movement. So the breathing is different. You learn how to breathe the whole time. You're resisting all the old school bodybuilder stuff.
Out through your mouth?
No, actually, in and out of your mouth the whole time.
In and out.
Yeah,
the nose has nothing to do with it. Well, that's swimming, I think. But okay, so you're combining the breathing, the technique, and also the equipment.
Yes.
Okay, so that you've seen better results for people.
Absolutely.
Now, do you look at somebody's body type and kind of know how they need to be tweaked? You know, because when I look in a mirror, I know what clothes look good on me. Are you able to look in the mirror and say, I see that person's physique or that silhouette and I know what they need?
Well, pretty much human beings are all kind of the same. We all require the same kind of exercise for our body and our tissues.
So you're saying a bicep's a bicep? A
bicep is a bicep. Genetics is going to determine the biggest factor as to why one person develops really big and one gets really, really tight. The other aspect is nutrition, that people also get very backwards and very confused with. They think, oh, calories in, calories out, that's all that matters. As long as my calories are low, then I'll lose weight, but that's not necessarily true. Because hormones are really what dictate what your body does with the food that comes in the door. So there are certain hormones that our body secretes in the presence of certain foods that make us store, all right, such as carbohydrates. So a lot of carbohydrates, guess what? We're signaling a lot of insulin, so we're signaling a lot of fat storage. Versus if we reduce our carbohydrate intake, then we get to liberate some fat tissue.
Okay.
And the hormones are going to dictate, you have the high and low blood sugars from eating all that sugar, you're hungry all the time. So when you cut back on your carbohydrate, now all of a sudden you're not that hungry anymore, you inadvertently will eat less automatically.
And it also changes your own metabolism, how you're metabolizing those calories, right? By adding fitness and nutrition, it's kind of like you need to do both. So I guess when a client comes to you, do you sit down and you customize a program for them? What's the first step to getting help? Yeah,
the first step is they go online and they fill out an online questionnaire, tell me all about their health history, what their goals are, what they've done before, kind of activities they might want to resume doing. Maybe they have an injury, they have to rehabilitate an injury. So we really get a good overall of what they're about. And then they come in, we do an orientation. which is usually about 60 to 90 minutes. Now, the workout's only 25 minutes, so
Okay.
it's ultra concentrated. But in the beginning, we take it a little bit slower because we want to teach people how to breathe, how to control the very heavy resistances. So you have to, it's kind of like a, back and forth initially.
Even sitting here with you now, I'm very conscious of my breath. And in my head, I'm going head and shoulders, knees and toes. Like in my head, I'm like mentally going through it, because I think that's the biggest challenge, is for someone
Yes.
to be able to get into a fit mindset.
Yes.
And that questionnaire probably kind of helps you look at
Yes.
where you are now, where you want to be, and
Yes.
how to get there.
Yeah, and the mental aspect is the hugest part, because I teach people what they're physically capable of doing versus what they think they can do. So most people think this is as much, it's as much as I could do. They really can go to this level.
Excellent.
But the problem is their mind. I feel the burn, the discomfort, and they quit. So what we do is we teach them how to safely, exactly, push way beyond where they thought they could, and then they learn in retrospect, wow, I was so much more capable than what I thought I was capable of doing.
And a lot of times the adrenaline helps you get through it too, right? Because I'm strong. Look at that. That's
you got a good bicep.
I've got good legs, But we all could get a little more fit, because I do know that a healthy lifestyle will help you elongate your life in most cases. So thank you very much for joining us. How could people find out more?
They can go to my website, pureconditioning.com.
Excellent. Pure Conditioning. Oh, and I also have one more question.
Yeah.
What is your why? Why did you get on this journey? What happened?
I was just into fitness, into sports in high school, and I was very interested in biology and the human body, and it just kept going from there.
Exercise physiologist.
Yeah.
There you go. You've known for a long time. That's your why. You just kind of knew.
Probably for I've been doing this now 27 years since I'm a kid.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more on Live It Up. We hope that you are engaged in this conversation and that you find something inspiring for yourself, and we hope that you decide to get fit.